In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to create a bar graph report. This example shows a bar graph of change requests and their approval state along with their status, as you can see that in the rows and columns featured here. So let's take a closer look at how this report was constructed. As we view our report editor, we see that this is a matrix report, and we also see that our various data elements have been placed in the appropriate columns, rows, and data series. As we zoom in on our column heading, we see that the change request approval state has its properties in bold. If we click on those properties, we'll notice that this data element has been modified. The person who created this report does not want any change request whose approval state is equal to none, so that has been excluded. As we drill further in, we can look at the graph component. Here we see a bar graph has been selected and the data fields have been placed in first the y-axis, where we have total change requests, the data series is status, and the x-axis is approval state. So let's go ahead and build this exact same report ourselves. First, we give the report a title, and then we choose the type of report. Again, this is a matrix report. Now that we've chosen the report type, we're going to add our data elements. So we go over to the right-hand column where our different folders are, and we select the change request folder. We'll drag the approval state data element into the column heading. We'll select the properties, and remember, we don't want any change requests where the approval state equals none, so we're going to exclude that from our search results. Next, we'll drag the status field into our row heading. And if you recall, the data series was total change requests, so we'll drag that into the data series box. In addition, we want to sum up the total change requests, so we'll go to the calculation fields folder and take the sum icon and drag that into the box below total change requests. Now we can preview this report and make sure it is reflecting the data that we want to see. So we'll choose our project, execute the report, and there we see our column headings of approval state and our rows of change request status. Now that we know that the report is accurate, let's go ahead and add our bar graph. So we move into the graph editor, give the bar graph a title, and select that. Here you see our data series at the bottom changes, and we get our x and y axis and our data series for a bar chart. So we're going to drag our status into the data series. Total change requests is on our y or our vertical axis, and on the horizontal axis or x-axis is the approval state. We can preview that report, make sure it works, and it looks good to us. We'll close that, and now we can go ahead and save the report. The graph component is ready to go, and we can save the entire report now. Now we're ready to run that report. We choose our project, execute the report, and there we have reproduced the change request bar chart. We can click on, say, the rejected column and look at the change requests that have been rejected. And here we get a summary list. Of course, we could create a report just for those items. And we can drill in and take a look at, say, one of the change requests that was rejected. And we always have our handy link to take us back to our report. Of course, we can always export the results to different formats, or just get a print view if we want to print this out. Here you can see a nice, simple print view of our report in full color. Thanks very much for tuning in.